He is a humanitarian and an ambassador of peace and human values. Millions of students have participated in his courses, which are offered around the world and provide techniques and tools to live a deeper, more joyous life. He has established non-profit organizations that recognize a common human identity above the boundaries of race, nationality, and religion. His impact on individuals, organizations, and nations is widely recognized and acknowledged. Our guest on Happier Talk today is the world-renowned teacher, peace activist, and spiritual leader, Sri Ravi Shankar. I'm very, very glad to meet you. Thank you very much for giving us the time. You know, one of the things that I watch you speak, listen to your words, and you always seem optimistic, smiling. How is it possible in a world where we see so much extremism on the rise, when we see more isolationism, when we see so much more hardship? What is the message that you would give people in general, and what can we do to change?
You know, we need to first of all understand these opposite values that we see in the society. Somewhere they complement each other. They somewhere enhance each other's value. When you see there is so much of violence and terrorism and disconnect with people, then all the more we need to value our happiness, value the quality of life, and see how we can reach out to people and make everyone happy. And that process I would call is way of wisdom.
The reaching out process is
reaching
the way.
out and making people aware of, because everybody has this fire in them. Everyone wants to be happy, but somewhere that there is disconnect.
And do you think it's possible to undo years of education where people have been taught the way of extremism?
If a room is shut down or closed for 20 years, it doesn't take 20 years to open it back again.
To clean it up.
Yeah, to clean it up, to bring light there, doesn't take so long.
So if we can...
It's just a matter of creating an awareness.
So it's creating an awareness, and is it also about doing certain things beyond...
Yeah, see, inside every culprit there is a victim crying for help. We must recognize that. It's a thick cloud of ignorance that has, made people not to see the reality, not to see truly who we are. Mm-hmm. And so helping them to get over this cloud of misunderstanding, mistrust, stress and tension. And they discover they're beautiful human beings. See, no child has come to this planet as a criminal.
Yeah.
So it's not in our DNA to be a criminal. It's not in the basic nature of human beings to be bad. This due to circumstances and situations, lack of understanding, or you call it ignorance. People engage in violence.
Yes. So what I'm hearing is that it's very much about education.
Correct.
Is it just education in the formal sense as we...
No, it's an informal education. Education about one's own mind, one's own nature, about life. See, we learn about everything around life, but not the life itself. We need to learn about the consciousness, who we are, what is this mind is all about,
And we learn about it by listening to lectures. Do we learn about it by meditating and observing?
Both. Some listening, some understanding, and an experience. They have to go hand in hand. Only meditation may not help also. Only listening to talks, knowledge will leave you incomplete. So you need that perfect combination of both. Combined with action. Social service, engaging yourself in active service.
So There are many people talking today about how schools of today do not prepare students for life today, let alone tomorrow. If you could create the ideal school, what would it look like?
We have created. We have 550 schools in India and other parts of the world. In the schools, we teach our kids, how to be kind, compassionate, and how to keep your spirits high and not succumb to derogatory comments that they may receive, or criticism, how to handle criticism. These are to make one's personality, really stand up. And this we also, not just in the formal schools, these are formal schools, I said, other than that we are teaching in the form of courses. We call it the happiness workshop all over the world. Just 3 days, 3 hours each. And then you learn a lot about your breath, your mind, your own emotions, and that which is beyond your emotion yourself. You get just a glimpse of it. And then I invite people to take a week-long silence retreats. And that does the job. A week of silence can energize your whole system and give you a completely different perspective about who you are.
And just being in silence or meditating
Meditating
while
in
in
silence. Meditating in silence. There are a number of techniques we offer to people to teach them those days of silence. Guided meditations, some breathing experiences, exercises.
And are these some of the experiences that the children in your schools go through?
They have different, yes. They do have meditation and breathing exercises too. They do learn. See, we have developed 57 different type of courses in the Happiness, in the Art of Living Foundation. And Happiness Workshop is one of the main one. So it's for catering to different category in society. We have one for executors, one for prisoners, and one for juvenile offenders. We have some programs for kids and the teenagers, like that. A number of workshops.
In terms of our approach to suffering, to pain, is there a way to overcome it, do you think, or is there a way to just let it be and let it go away? What is the most conducive way of dealing with emotional pain?
Our emotions are connected to our breath. What's happening is people have no idea about what breath can offer to us. Through the breathing techniques, exercises, you don't have to suffer the emotional pain and feel helpless and carry on for days and months, sometimes even years. Because breath is very deeply linked with emotions. But learning breathing exercises, you can just get over it. You can be master of your own moods. You don't have to be a victim of your own moods. And this is what's happening. Other people, whether it's aggression or suicidal tendencies or depression, people feel helpless. And they start popping in all the Prozac and all these antidepressant, and it works for some time and then it stops working. And they're at loss, we don't know what to do. I appeal to people here, we are here to help you. With many of these breathing techniques, some ancient and some modern, some new. And with these techniques, you are able to empower yourself and you are able to get rid of all these negative emotions, which anyway you want to, but you don't know how. Neither at home nor in school anyone teaches us how to do it. And this is what we have been teaching for the past 35 years in Art of Living Foundation.
I know you've also been teaching this and working in conflict areas.
Correct.
Can you perhaps share an experience that you had?
Oh yeah, there are many. I would say conflict rises in the minds and hearts of people. When they are confused and when they are hurt, they engage in violence. So with these exercises and meditation we teach, certain clarity comes to their mind, and they become much more stronger in their feelings, in their heart. So people have that strength to forgive and forget, move forward. And this has happened in Sri Lanka when the victims, the Tamils and the Sinhalese, they had such a big conflict after the war. And we have worked in Iraq, we have worked in Lebanon, still we are working in Lebanon in many of the camps there. We did it FARC and the Colombian, you must have heard about it, we have done quite a bit of work there. And in Kashmir we have done, in India we have done with the Naxal groups, those the Maoist terrorists. Nearly 1,000 of them laid down their arms and came to the mainstream. I gave them a call, drop the bullet and come to ballot. So they did participate in the electioneering procedure, many of them. Of course, still there are a few left. Yeah. So these type of work we have been doing, I would say mostly done by our wonderful team of volunteers. The credit should go to them. When you are happy, you just want to spread happiness. So the happiness one has find in deep meditation, people they don't, they want to spread it and share it with others.
Yes.
And that's how our whole movement was born.
I find this is one of the most common misunderstandings where people think that pursuing happiness is all about, selfishness and just thinking about yourself, whereas, as you say, when you think about happiness or when you experience happiness, you want to give.
You just want to give, you just want to share, And service should come out of happiness, and it does.
I'm thinking if breathing exercises and meditation can have such an impact on global conflict, imagine what impact it can have on domestic conflicts.
Oh yeah, lot. In many of the courts, even here in Michigan, we are part of the mediating cell. Art of Living courses are offered as a mediation. And in New Delhi, in India, and in other parts of the world also. So I have seen people, the broken families getting united all the time, and people, getting rid of those court cases which are pending.
Yes.
And the more we see the impact and benefit of it, the more you want to reach out to people. Yes. So I usually say my competitor is the cell phone. Like cell phone has reached many more homes in the world. And I think we all the happiness should reach as many homes, if not more. Because this is the core of our existence. Happiness is the core of human existence. And we cannot afford to sidetrack from it. Yes?
I agree. Well, thank you very much for your time and for all the amazing work that you do. Thank you.